What's up, guys? So I am in a little bit of a bind. Let's not call it a bind. I'm gonna say that I've got an opportunity. So I've got a pig hunt coming up here in a couple weeks, a Javelina hunt here in Arizona, and picked a unit specifically because my father-in-law has some access to a ranch on this area, and I mean there's Javelina there pretty much every time we go, and I actually shot a pig there. I'll throw a picture up right here of this pig that I got. Gosh, it was probably 2016, 2017, something like that. So a handful of years ago. Had kind of the plan of going out there and doing a quick 1 to 2 day pig hunt. Probably wouldn't have needed any other time than that. However, turns out my brother-in-law has a basketball tournament, and it's perfectly lined up on that weekend, and so I don't think it's going to be possible to get out there to that land. So I've got a tag in hand, but I have not done much scouting. I've got 2 weeks. I'm going to get to go out 1 day to scout, and that's tomorrow. Unfortunately, let's see if I can show you this. The weather outside is not ideal. Probably see the water in the backyard. You can also see that I have not done any landscaping on this rental, so don't judge me for that, but it is what it is. So basically I'm starting from scratch. So I'm going to try to show you how I'm going to start with nothing, use OnX maps, and use Google Earth, and try to find some spots to go. I'll tell you exactly what unit. I'm even going to show you on the map some of the spots that I'm going to check out, and who knows, maybe I'll show you eventually exactly where I shoot this pig if we're able to get into him. So I don't know how this is going to go. This is kind of an experiment, if you will. If anything, it's going to be me having the opportunity to get out and see some new country and learn some new parts of Arizona. So stay tuned. All right, so what I have going is I've got my screen capture on my iPhone, and then I'm doing a voice recording as well. So I'm hoping that you can kind of follow along as I go through these apps. I started looking at the area a little bit yesterday, so let's get over to OnX Hunts. So I'm in Unit 32. I live over here on the northwest side of Tucson, so like one of my first priorities is recognizing that probably the closer areas to me, I'm gonna have more of an opportunity to kind of start there, and kind of check out some of that country. Now I know for sure that the west side of this unit, specifically the side that has the San Pedro River, is really difficult to get access into the mountains. I think that there's a couple of places, but I honestly have never been out there and never driven these roads. So I've marked on here a couple of spots that I looked at. So when I was starting out, basically what I'll do is I'll come around Highway 77 around the Catalinas, and there's this road here. This first point A here, as you get through San Manuel, and then it takes you, if you take this road east, this road runs up and down the San Pedro River, and that's that border of the unit, okay? So as you can see on OnX, there's lots of different colors. You have this area here that you can see that just popped up, BLM land. This other kind of grayish is state trust land, and then you can see these borders and some of these names popping up of various owners of private land, okay? Now, here's the difficult part. You get onto this Reddington Road, and Reddington Road is the same road that goes all the way to Reddington Pass, through Reddington Pass, and meets up with Tucson. But as you can see, there's a lot of private property right along this road. So I'm assuming that a lot of this is going to be posted, and that some of these offshoot roads are going to have gates on them. Really, the best way that I've found, there's two ways that I've found to kind of figure that out. If I'm sitting in my bed and I'm trying to figure it out, I'll cruise over to Google Earth. I'll throw Google Earth up real quick. And let's see, I'll back out here just to kind of see where we're at. Okay, kind of get situated. So this is kind of getting us situated. You can see where Tucson is. You can see where Mammoth and San Manuel is. So, for example, I'll get down on this road. And let's say over here, off of this Reddington Road. And let's say I was worried that was going to be a locked gate right there. I can drop the little guy there and get a street view. And I can see right there that, oh, there's no gate. There's a cattle guard, so that's pretty reassuring. Okay? Now, this does not replace getting your butt in your truck and getting out there and really experiencing whether this is an open area or not. Okay, but I think it's one way to start. All right, so I'm going to back out. So I'll go back to OnX Hunt Maps, and I'll show you a couple areas that I'm interested in. All right, so as you come off of Reddington Road, and if you go north following the San Pedro, I see this what looks like a really nice road and well-kept road on Tom Rhodes Ranch Road, okay? Now, I also recognize that it is right in a big block of private land. So my hopes of that one being unlocked are pretty low. Not to mention, again, I cruised over here on Google Earth, get my bearings again real quick, and I'm pretty sure it's this road right here. And I don't know if I can drop the little guy down here or not. Doesn't look like it. But when I zoom down in here, I see what looks like a gate right there. I think the chances of that gate being locked up are pretty good. So, but again, I'm not going to know that until I get out there and at least try it out. And the reason I like that big road is, again, it looks like it's well maintained. And as you pan out, it goes way back in here. And I bet all this country, all these little canyons and arroyos, I bet all those could hold pigs. Now, do I know which one holds pigs? No. I can't really tell that until I get out there. But at the same time, knowing what kind of country pigs like to live in, I bet I could find pigs anywhere from in the flats to up in these hills. So that looks like a promising road if it's unlocked, all right? Back out a little bit, come back to my main road. Okay, now I'm going to jump back on OnX Hunt, come back out and show you a couple other spots. Okay, so coming down Reddington Road, there's this nice section right here that looks like it's an area of public land in between some private area. Now, a little bit of a pro tip, sometimes those little corridors are really awesome places to check out. Now, as you can tell, there's a little spot right here that looks like it could have a road coming off of it. It's hard to tell how good that looks, so I'll jump over to Google Earth. All right, so if we're coming down south here, it looks like it was kind of right in here. Now, I looked at this spot yesterday. Here's another issue. It looks like you kind of come off here. This is almost like a driveway to somebody's property. And then it looks like you got potentially another gate there. Locked or unlocked, again, not going to figure that out until I get out there. But if it is unlocked, this has some access to several roads that look like they can maybe get you up into these hills a little bit and into these canyons. Now, looking at this area, you can kind of see that this is like just a huge, giant drainage, these flats. Lots of little cuts, lots of little washes and things There's this kind of big main wash right here you can see. I think that all could be good pig country. Not to mention, down here in these flats, right up next to this wash, that's kind of thick right in there, and I bet would be a pretty solid spot to find some bedding grounds and some areas where pigs will feel pretty comfortable. So again, that's an area I know I'm pretty confident after looking at OnX that is a good stretch of public land right there. So I could, park my truck off the road and give that a good little hike, maybe get a little elevation in some of these on some of these little knolls and ridges, and just kind of see what I find. Okay, so I just kind of walked you through some of the areas that I'm going to check out. Again, this is sort of a little bit of a shot in the dark because I've never been out there. I've never hunted pigs in the area that I'm headed to. I'll be honest, I'm not a professional pig hunter by any means. As a matter of fact, I've only shot that one over on the other side of this unit. I have learned a little bit from being out glassing for deer and things like that. I also recognize that Javelina are pretty versatile. They are, they're happy in lots of different terrain, the flat river bottoms all the way up to into the hills. So I think anywhere in this unit I could probably find Javelina. I'll also say too that cover is important to them, whether that's caves or cracks in the rocks to thick trees, mesquites and stuff like that. So those are a couple of things that I was kind of looking for. As you can tell, like this trip, more than anything, I am looking for access. That's what I'm focused on more than anything. And then from that, once I get out there, I think I'm going to start glassing and let the binos do some work. Because it's rained, I'm really hoping that if there's pig movement, I can pick up some tracks. It would be super lucky to do something like that, but that at least would give me an idea that some pigs are in the area. So we'll see how this goes, man. Like I said, it's an experiment, and if it doesn't work out, at least I've been able to check out some other country and check some other spots off my list. Let's put it that way. So, all right, stay tuned. This will be video number 1, and then we'll kind of see what happens after that. I've got I've got tomorrow to do some scouting, so hoping to throw that into a video. And then I think I'll have 2 days to hunt. It'll be the 22nd or 23rd or something like that. It's a Friday and a Saturday coming up in a couple of weeks. So stay tuned and we'll see what happens.